Also tonight, earlier today, a Bill Clinton-appointed federal judge ruled that President Trump is not able to appoint a U.S. attorney in Virginia. As a result, the federal cases against former FBI Director James Comey and New York Attorney General Tish James were both dismissed. How convenient for them. Here now with this and more on the ruling and what the Justice Department can do next is Fox News contributor Jonathan Turley. Jonathan, so great to have you on tonight. You're the perfect guest on this topic. What can we expect from the DOJ? What can happen? Because I think people are so frustrated. They never see accountability.
Well, this is likely to be appealed by the Trump administration, which is arguing that the court too narrowly construed a statute. There's a statute that says when there's a vacancy in the U.S. attorney, the president can appoint someone for 120 days as the interim U.S. attorney. But the predecessor to Halligan had already used that period up. And after 120 days goes by, it then becomes the power of the court to appoint a successor. President Trump appointed Halligan and said, well, I'm making her a special counsel, and that's not going to trigger this period. The court disagreed, and other courts have also disagreed with that interpretation. So they're going to go up on appeal on this. But the key here is that Letitia James took a bit of a victory lap after this decision. And I think she missed the two words that followed dismissal, and it was dismissal without prejudice. So the Trump administration, even if they lose on appeal, could seek out a new indictment. This is not over for James or Comey. The judge specifically said, I am not going to grant your motion to dismiss with prejudice. I'm going to allow them to cure this problem.
Yeah, you know, I'm particularly concerned about the situation with James Comey. I mean, this is somebody who used the FBI, used our law enforcement as a way to basically undo an election. And I'm just really fearful that if he doesn't face consequences, if nothing happens after this appeal, the loss of trust that people will have in the system and in the institutions. I mean, you're seeing even a fighter like Dan Bongino, struggling there at the FBI because that deep state is real, and the sort of sense of power that they have within that agency, even over their leaders, is kind of frightening.
Well, Rachel, I think you're right. What we've learned over the last few weeks is chilling. It's not just with regard to Comey. We've also learned, of course, that the Justice Department allowed the records of leading Republicans in Congress to be seized. And this is an incredible intrusion into the legislative branch. It would reveal journalists, whistleblowers, others reaching out to members of Congress. This is stuff that is very, very dangerous. And I think that people do want to see some accountability. They certainly want to see transparency. But the night is not over in these cases. And also the case against John Bolton in Maryland is even stronger in the sense of these three cases that came out around the same time. So we have to see how all of these trajectories land. But I think Letitia James may want to hold back a bit from further celebration.
Good advice from Professor Turley. Well, I hope all this works out. Not just justice for President Trump and people who felt wrong through the FBI, but also I'm really concerned about young people and them losing faith in our government, in our institutions, and in our system. And so I know you care about that as well, Professor. Thanks for joining us tonight.
Hey, Sean Hannity here. Hey, click here to subscribe to Fox News YouTube page and catch our hottest interviews and most compelling analysis. You will not get it anywhere else.